Hello, my name is Arthur and I am the founder and CEO of Tackleberry Solutions. This is my official assistant and also an official instructor here at Tackleberry Solutions, Jackson. And we teach wartime tactics to citizens for civil defense purposes. And today we wanted to talk to you about the history of Tackleberry Solutions and how it came to be. In 2010, I came home after my second deployment to Iraq, and I realized that we were suffering from the very same disease that the Iraqis were plagued by, and that was tribalism. And I noticed that when I was there trying to train the Iraqi people, the Iraqi army, their border patrol, etc., that they were more focused on their tribal differences between Sunni and Shiite than they were realizing that they were all Iraqis. And I began to notice the same issues here in America. We were thinking along political lines. Politics were beginning to infest our daily lives. We were being bombarded with that due to the news media and other various outlets. And as a result, we were becoming very tribal, and I knew that that was going to lead to a war. I also realized that that same problem was being had within the military, and that our military was being weakened. Our good quality NCOs and officers were being pushed out. Good leadership was being drove out of the military, and poor leadership was being rewarded through promotions. And they were taking guys that were just simply yes men, even though they couldn't get the job done, and they were promoting them right up the ranks. And that was how they dealt with them. So in 2017, I had been working as a covert operative for a counter drug and terrorism unit, and that's when I had a interesting operation that I was a part of. When I came home, I realized that I no longer knew who the good guys were and who the bad guys were, and I realized that we were that much closer to where we were going to be an inevitable war. And so I decided to leave that part of special operations and went back to a more traditional role in reconnaissance, and I wanted to be home with my kids a little bit more too. And we initially started Tackleberry Solutions to be a retail sale development or in business where I was selling gear to guys within my unit, things of that nature, and we were being pretty successful at it. But we've got inspiration from our Heavenly Father that what I needed to really focus on was the pending war, and that if we did not take the information that was in my head, which was now not even common knowledge through the military, because I was getting guys that would come to our unit that would get through selection and everything and get there, and they didn't have a clue what they were doing. There were so many things that were just little stuff that made a difference between life and death that they didn't know. That they just weren't being taught anymore. SEER training was kind of like an option now, and I'm like, how the heck is that an option? I mean, I've used that evasion tactic so many times in my life, and it has saved my butt being able to evade more times than I can count on one hand for sure. So, and this was like an option now for our military guys. You got to be kidding me. Especially in the combat department. How are the combat soldiers not trained in something as simple as evasion, survival, escape, evade, and resist? But at any rate, though, moving along, I decided at that time to follow the prompting and to start actually writing the tactics down in books. And that's what we did. And we created a quick reaction force series, which was basically designed to help you train a group of guys to defend their community. You take somebody that had absolutely no clue what they were doing and be able to read the books and start mimicking the tactics that were displayed in the book, and actually be a formidable opponent for any type of an invading force or gang or tyrannical government. Because I really didn't at that time know what it was 100% we were going to face. You agree with that, Jackson? Okay, good. So I now see, the closer we are to it, that we're literally going to face all three. And America is so large that we're not all going to have the exact same threat. These guys are going to have biological, these guys are going to have this, these guys are going to have that. We may even see nuclear fallout, I don't know. But the fact still remains is that the one thing that's going to make the difference between life and death is that knowledge. And that knowledge, as I've said, is lost. It's being lost. It's not being taught in basic training. It's not even being taught in your MOS or AIT training. It's not even being taught in some of the more advanced schools. And so I'm like, advanced urban warfare has just been deleted from special forces training pipeline. There's not teaching advanced urban warfare anymore. That's like all modern warfare is urban warfare. So why are you not teaching advanced urban warfare? That doesn't make any sense. But they're no longer teaching that in the SF pipeline anymore. So this knowledge is being lost, and it's going to make a difference between life and death. So we decided to start teaching that, and not only did we want to teach that information, but we didn't want to do what other manuals that I had, training manuals. When I talked to the guys that actually wrote the manuals, they were like, no, they took things out. I didn't put that in there. They put that in there. The government put that in there. They changed it. They altered it. They did this. That's not right. That's not what I wrote. And so I don't want that to happen to what I write. So it's not public knowledge. You have to pay for it. You want that information, you're going to have to pay for it. Because I'm not going to put that out there for somebody to totally rape and destroy. Furthermore, I don't want that information getting in the hands of some gangbanger and him using that to wipe out a police force, because you absolutely can with this information. Because information is power. And that's the only thing, knowledge is the only thing that's going to get you through what's coming. So that's why we have designed Tackleberry Solutions the way we have. That's why we've even phased into doing dog training and registering protection dogs and breeding protection dogs and things of that nature, because we want people to be as absolutely prepared and have every possible chance they can. We want you to be able to cover every tiny little angle there is out there. It's like the old Wild West. Well, every gunfighter has a little edge. Maybe the sun being in the eyes of the enemy. Well, yeah, that could help. Really, Jackson? My instructor's helping us here. But any little thing can make a difference, because every little tiny situation is different. So I wanted you to have that knowledge that would make a difference when that time comes, like how fast does sound travel, how to shoot with lightning and thunder, all these different things. So there's a lot of stuff that has been left out, and you're not going to find in standard field training manuals, and even our standard force comments. Some of our special operations guys just don't know that anymore. It's lost. And it took me 13 years to learn this, a lot of it firsthand. So that is the reason why we have created Tackleberry Solutions. That's the reason why it is designed the way that it is. And that's the reason why we have such outstanding instructors like little Jackson Leon. Thank you guys very much for watching, and you'll have a great day. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.